Jordan Peterson has returned to the public eye after a very long hiatus due to, as far as I understand it, being in a detox clinic in Russia in order to get off of benzodiazepines that he became addicted to, including being in a medically induced coma for some period of time. Then Peterson going from Russia to Serbia for further treatment, eventually getting COVID-19. But now he's back and he's getting back to the interview circuit and he's already saying really dangerous things. Now, I'm going to talk about one of the things he said during an interview with Brett Weinstein. And I know I'm stepping into a minefield here. The tricky thing about talking about the things Jordan Peterson says is that no matter what, his most devoted followers will say, David, you're misquoting him. You're misunderstanding him. So even if it appears as though Jordan Peterson said something that was wrong or wacky or dangerous, you are the one who doesn't get it, David. You are straw manning him. But what Jordan Peterson said is quite dangerous. And I think it's important to talk about it. But I will admit that in this clip we're going to look at, Peterson uses sort of interchangeable and sometimes vague terminology. So first we have to figure out what it is that he is saying. But the general message from Peterson here is medicine may be responsible for killing more people than the number of people that medicine saves. Again, that's what I'm hearing. Let's listen to the clip.
Then
I suspect if you did the statistics properly, I suspect that medicine, independent of public health, kills more people than it saves. I suspect if you factor in phenomena like the development of superbugs in hospitals, for example, that overall the net consequence of hospitals is negative. Now that's just a guess, but it could easily be wrong, but it also could not be wrong. And that is a good example, or that's where my thinking about what we don't know has taken me with regards to the critique of what we do.
The fact that it's even plausible is a stunning
Well,
fact.
Medical error is the third leading cause of death.
Yep.
And that doesn't take into account the generation of superbugs, for example.
So there is a lot there, but a key quote here for what we're dealing with is Jordan Peterson saying, I suspect that medicine, independent of public health, kills more people than it saves. That's the main point. And this includes, as he says, the fact that in hospitals, sometimes people get infections and medical error. And that if you include all of that, he believes it's possible that medicine actually kills more people than it saves. Now, unfortunately, this is not plausible. This is a completely absurd idea. And in particular, when we have nearly half the country doubting the seriousness of COVID because of the nonsense spread by the right for a year, and a huge contingent of COVID anti-vaxxers that we have to contend with, this is a particularly dangerous time to be making completely wild, implausible claims about medicine. Let's take it piece by piece. First of all, medicine killing more people than it saves is ridiculous. Now, he says, aside from public health. So I'll exclude vaccination from this because he's kind of saying we're putting aside public health. He's not saying that, if you include public health initiatives like clean water, vaccination, he's saying we're not including that in his calculation. Think about the sheer number of people. Like, think about yourself. From the time you were a little kid, ear infection, sinus infection, things that before antibiotics would kill many people. Now they don't, thanks to being able to go to a doctor, be diagnosed, and get antibiotics. Dentistry, the number of people that used to die because of problems that start with the teeth, including how teeth problems create malnutrition where you can't eat, never mind infections in the mouth. Modern dentistry, including fixing cavities. How many people have been saved by that? How many people are saved by heart bypasses in the United States each year who would otherwise die? 500,000 heart bypasses in the United States every single year. Very few have medical error related deaths associated with them. Just to pick, we could go through all day. 10,000 cases of testicular cancer each year, which medicine treats with a 95% success rate. That's hospitals. That's medicine saving people. And he actually says in the clip, I really don't have any idea about this, but he has such a cult of devoted followers that now they will take this and they will run with it. Peterson also talked about medical error as the third leading cause of death. Medical error is a problem, without a doubt. But comparing it to all the people saved by medicine, and it should also be mentioned that medical error has been dramatically overstated. And when good studies look at it, medical error is not nearly as bad as some like to claim. Now, there is malpractice, there is medical error, of course. But a Yale School of Medicine study found that the real number of truly preventable deaths in the U.S. in inpatients is about 22,000. You sometimes hear numbers like 40,000 to 100,000. Sometimes you hear 250,000. That's the number that is sometimes used to say it's the third leading cause of death. This study suggests that the number of otherwise healthy people who died just because of medical error could be as low as 7,100, and that the rest of the preventable / medical error deaths are in people with a life expectancy of 3 months, very sick people. Now, that doesn't make their deaths any less tragic. It doesn't mean we don't deal with malpractice and hold people accountable. But the point is, we're talking about people who in a perfect world have 3 months to live, whose care may have been mismanaged in a way that could have robbed them of time. It's no less tragic. I get it. But the idea of an epidemic of otherwise healthy people just dying from medical error, it's quite rare in the United States. The leading causes of death in the United States are mostly particular types of disease, including cancer or others, accidents, including car accidents. Okay. This type of stuff from Jordan Peterson will make some people more hesitant to get care, to get vaccines. And in the end, Peterson again admits he actually has no idea, but he believes it's plausible. It's really not plausible based on anything I was able to find about it. So the big news is that Jordan Peterson is back, everybody. For better or worse, make of it what you will. Friday, March 26th, one-day membership special. We're blowing out memberships. It's a vaccination-related membership special. If you would like to get a membership at an ungodly discounted rate, get on my mailing list at davidpakman.com. Friday morning, you'll get an email telling you exactly how to avail yourselves of this immorally cheap membership discount that we're offering. One of our sponsors, PureVPN, is giving you 47% off a 1-year plan, which comes out to less than $6 a month. PureVPN makes you anonymous online, and you can trust them. They're the only VPN with an always-on third-party audit, verifying that your internet activity is not being logged. PureVPN keeps you safe from hackers, prevents you from being spied on by your ISP, social media companies, government surveillance. It lets you stream shows and movies that aren't available in your country. PureVPN is super fast with over 6,500 servers, and you can use it on all of your devices with 10 devices logged in at the same time. You can try it for a week for just 99 cents, and you'll get 47% off a 1-year plan, which is less than $6 a month when you go to davidpakman.com/VPN. The link is under this video, and you'll even get an additional 10% off when you use the code Pakman.